doesn't mean comfort, right?
Yeah.
Balance, okay. Like there's something I usually say. I say stability is not the absence of chaos.
Okay.
It is the presence of continuous and constant chaos.
Mm.
So like
Oh,
so if you don't have chaos in the first place, you are in problem. You are too comfortable. Yeah, there's problem. So every day you must keep having chaos, and the chaos must be increasing every day. And you keep getting comfortable with that chaos, then you know you are growing.
hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to the Learn With Me series. So this series is with the vision of getting people that are doing amazing stuff out there, people that are creating some sort of impact out there, and people that I know that I want to learn from. Welcome to the Learn With Me series. Here with me on the first episode, I have my friend Felix Frank-Felix. Yeah, so what's up, Felix? It's good to have you here. I am happy to have you here in my home. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having
Thank you
me.
for joining me. Yes, so Felix, wow, we've gone a long way. We've gone a long way. I remember we both went to the same secondary school
Yeah, yeah,
and we both had this plan of like learning HTML together.
yeah. Maybe I should tell the story a little bit.
Yeah, you go ahead,
So
please.
I went to secondary school with favorites, like I said, and so we had this computer lab. Then I
Yes,
usually go to the computer lab because was fun. Like at least we didn't exactly know what we were doing, but at
yeah,
least we could move the mouse around and press something on the keyboard. But yeah, at the end of secondary school, we were like, okay, let's do a little bit of programming, and it was fun. I think I started with Java, then and now we now started HTML. But I don't
yes.
know which I started first. Well, yeah, HTML, then CSS, then I ran away. But I didn't touch web development again. It was really, really, really. I don't like web development. I never like web development is the worst thing for me. But yeah, I started from there, and it was really good learning with my friend.
Yes. But you have to admit that it was a good starter. Like at least it exposed you to
Yes, yes.
some things.
Centering divs and
Yes.
all those front end things that you guys do.
Yeah. Well, I yeah, but like I understand now that you've moved far beyond like soft like web stuff and
Yeah.
like you've gone into more of like machine learning, AI, data science, all those fancy stuff that is new now that everyone is talking about. So
Hmm.
yeah, that is good. It's funny how both of us took different direction. Now I'm somewhere else, and you are
Doing amazing stuff, by the way.
doing amazing stuff.
That's
Yes.
favorite is doing amazing stuff.
No, he's the one doing amazing stuff. Like, yeah, so we're yet to learn more about like the amazing stuff Felix is doing. Yeah, so
Hmm.
Felix, you are working at Cocoon,
Yeah, cool.
right? Cocoon, I got the pronunciation right finally. Thank God. Yes, so Cocoon, you're working as a machine learning
Engineer
engineer there.
and a solution architect.
Wow, amazing stuff. But like before you got the offer at Qucoon. Can I ask like what you were doing? Like so um there's another story which I will talk about later, but like what were you doing before you got the offer?
Mm, so um I would say I was the school guy. I don't know how to describe that, but I was just basically doing school. I got the offer immediately after finishing University of Benin, computer
Wow.
science.
Wow.
The rest of the details are somewhere else. I knew I loved maths. I've always loved maths. I don't know whether you could remember from secondary school. I
Yes.
always loved maths, and I found something that was not web that worked for me. That made a lot of sense to me. Machine learning, data science. Um, throughout, I started learning in 2022. So throughout 2022 was dedicated to a lot of learning for me. Learning, data science, getting into machine learning, and I was done with school, and I was very opportune to see a place like Qucoon where I can build real life machine learning solutions, engineer solutions, and like stuff like that.
Wow.
Pretty simple stuff.
Wonderful, wonderful. Funny how, like another backstory, funny how we both applied to Uniben, and I think we went on the same
Yeah,
day
exactly. Went to
for the
write.
Positemi.
That was very funny. So I went with I favorite and his mom went to. So we both applied for computer science then. So the story is okay. We were friends in school. We knew we wanted to write code. Okay, next thing let's study computer science. Then
Yeah.
both of us applied for computer science. I really wish he was there with me, but he left me. I went to Regimas University. Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the funny thing is that he passed the Positemi and I did not pass, sadly. But I will not say sadly because I have no regrets
Yeah.
going to run. Right. So the Dimas University. But yeah, it's fine. I guess it turned out great. And you came out with a first class. Wow.
And something like that, something close to that. Yeah, first class.
First class is first class now.
Yeah. I don't like to talk about first class
Like
stuff.
I know, like
Yeah.
me too. By God's grace, I came out to the first class, but I don't also like but yeah, it's I I guess like me, I feel someone like you that went to federal school and came out with the first class. I feel you did more than probably I did. I feel yeah.
Yeah, I would like to agree and disagree at the same time.
Yeah,
Like,
but
agree and
like
disagree.
if you think about it, federal school, guys,
Yeah, it's a
it's a
lot of
lot.
stress.
Yes.
So that's another story. Maybe that's the whole under
Why don't
episode.
we talk about it?
Okay.
Like just it's like I would like to like know how you went about like what are some of the shows like in case people are watching and they would like to know how it was possible for you, right? I'm sure there are people that would like to learn like what are the actions you took that helped you come about like that grade because it's amazing for like federal school where the teachers or lecturers rather will not come to class and then you came about that grade, right? So like me, I know at least lecturers will literally be begging us, come to class. They'll give us notes, they'll give us everything that we need. So it's left for you to like know, okay, this is what you want to do, this is how you do it, and you get it. But like for a schooling system where lecturers might not come to classes and there are a lot of other challenges that we as that went to private school did not face, right? So I know this the situation are different, right? So please touch a little bit on that, like what you
Yeah.
did.
So now that I work at Qucoon, 90% of the guys I work with are actually from private school. So
Wow.
from Covenant University to Babcock, and I would say now that I've interacted with a lot of them, the struggles are not exactly too different. But
Okay.
here's the difference. So with public school, right, it's a lot of more freedom.
Okay.
So you get to so what you will is what you do. So
Okay.
if you really want to do it, you actually do it. So it's a lot of freedom. With private school, they'll tell you, oh, you have to be in class, you're standing in attendance,
Yes.
you have to come to class, you have to have notes.
Yes.
You guys are really good at following instructions. But there's a lot of will. So there's a lot of freedom to do
Yeah.
stuff. So if you really want to do it, you actually strive to get it done.
Yeah.
But the problem is the system kind of works against you. So I don't think I've said this in quotes in public before. But
Okay.
in school, like after some time, I was like, first of all, I don't like I'm not what's the word? Hypocritical.
Okay.
So I like to assess myself, judge myself based on like what exactly I am doing at the particular time to make sure that I'm on par. So a lot of things. So in public school, those of you that went to public school, there's a lot of malpractice. There's something you call blocking, like lecturers get money from
I didn't even
students.
know what blocking is.
Anyways, those are understood, but I didn't do all of that. It was quite difficult because that's the custom in the system and
Wow.
you are going against that.
Yes.
So it's quite difficult. I had moments where like I was like, am I exactly can't I just
No.
be like everybody?
Yes.
But yeah, the thing is I was actually enjoying the education. So I was actually learning. I used to actually get books because I was studying computer science is what I wanted to always study.
Yes.
So I was doing it all of the passion I have. I'll actually get textbooks and finish a 600-page textbook for a course
Oh,
just because I really liked it. But all of the data structures are going in my head. I don't think I even remember like half of it. But anyways, yeah, I was actually doing it because I loved it. And the best part of my study actually led me to who I currently do today. So with all of the discrete maths, a lot of the linear algebra, I loved maths a lot, and it made a lot of sense. Now, right, I'm doing machine learning and AI, and all of the vectors I learned is exactly what I do. So the thing is, people don't know the relation like this, how important school is or the concept you learn in school.
yes,
Because when they taught us, they didn't teach us with application.
yes,
So, example, maybe when we start talking about AI and machine learning,
yeah,
all of your RAG, all of your AI runs on basic maths, vectors, all of how ChatGPT works is maths. So because I understand those maths and I actually paid attention to them in school,
yeah,
when I see concepts, it's easy for me to pick it up and like run with it.
yeah. So those of you that are not paying attention to like the concepts that they teach you in schools, you're wrong. Go like so like and again, you're getting premium gist here. Premium. Like he's saying some things that he has never said anywhere else. So yeah, thank you for watching by the way. Yeah, so yeah, like I think that's I don't want to digress into like school system, but from what you said, I guess what makes the difference is your will to make it, right?
Exactly.
To be to stand out. So
Mhm.
you have to like have that dedication of like, yes, I'm going to stand out even in the midst of whatever everyone is doing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so I appreciate that and thank you also for sharing that.
Mhm.
So now like you said you love maths, and with that maths you knew that yes you have to do something with the maths that you love, right?
Not
So
exactly.
okay,
I loved maths.
okay,
Then I found along the line of doing data science, I found out
yes,
that it was just the same maths I loved. So
okay,
that just propelled it more.
nice. So like I would like to know what points did you know that data science or machine learning was the part that was suited in maths? Was it like at a final year project or
No. So funny story. So in school, right? So that again, back to the story. I was that
yes,
school guy. I was always reading,
yes.
trying to get my grades up and all of that. I was focused on just school. So it was 300 level, and I see these guys that are just with their MacBooks in class and they're
Mm,
just writing code.
oh no.
Like code. Thing looked so alien to me. I was like, but
Ah,
I've done this thing before. Because
yes,
like I actually started learning HTML, CSS
yes.
in just before 100 level, and I dropped it because I didn't do anything about it again. But we learned basic and Pascal and those languages that,
Those technical languages.
yeah, but yeah, I just learned it. Then, but these guys were actually building stuff. I'll see guys in my class that are working for like they're building this app. Yeah, I was
Wow.
like, wow, come on, these guys are crazy good. So I think I was having a conversation with someone, and he was like the bedrock of the conversation was like, you guys are doing school, we are doing the important stuff, we're writing
Mm,
code. I was like, so you think that
the
all
schooling
right?
is not
But
important.
anyways,
Yeah.
I still focused on my school. Then we have what we call industrial training, IT. I think all the schools do
Yes,
that,
yes.
IT.
Especially if you are in like sciencey
Yeah.
courses. Yes.
So it was time for IT, and I didn't know what to do. So, funny story. I went to do IT at Ascon's ICT Center.
Okay.
So, Ascon is the name of our
Secondary school.
secondary school.
Yes.
So,
Administrative Staff
Staff College of
College of
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yeah. So, we went to the staff school of Ascon. So, I went to do my IT at Ascon's ICT. I've
Okay.
forgotten what it is. So, when I get there, so those guys don't do jack,
Child.
right? So, the whole day I'm just seated. But I knew I really wanted to learn data science then because I found a video about data science on my friend's phone, and I watched a 20 minutes video, and I was really interested in what data science was and machine learning. I actually wanted to do so. The story is I wanted to do gaming. Then and I noticed that like most of the motion in games,
Yes.
most of the characters for actually most of them is machine learning actually.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
movement and all that. I was like, okay, machine learning. Then I watched a video about data science. I was like, oh, this is what they are talking about. This is what it means.
Yes.
Became interesting. Then I knew that IT period. I wanted to learn it. So 2022, I just locked in from January. Then I started learning. It was supposed to be for 6 months.
Okay.
Then the biggest blessing of my life came as we just went on strike.
Phew.
So we had another extra 3 months. And
Yes.
for 9 months, every single day, I would say like about 3-4 hours daily learning, trying to. And I think 2022 was the the best year for me, honestly, because I learned a lot. I learned to when I came back to school, I was so then I started getting involved in communities. So really, if you want to really go far with anything you are doing, whether it's tech, whether it's get a community, it's really, really important. Get a community. So funny how in my school there's a data science community, but it was not active. So I
Okay.
reached out to, I was like, where is this community? I joined. So there's a data science community called Data Science Nigeria.
Okay.
I joined
The body.
the body.
Yeah.
Then I was like, there should be a campus community because I saw a number of somebody. I called him. He was like, oh, he's about to drop the position
Uh-uh.
and he doesn't know the community is not active. So he gave me a number of someone he wanted to hand over to.
Okay.
So immediately after that call, I just joined the community and I became assistant. I
Oh.
became deputy team lead.
Chop chop.
And from there, I think what we did at University of Benin for data science and AI, if you were in University of Benin between 2022 and 2023, you would know that we hosted a lot of events for machine learning,
Okay.
taught a lot of people, which was really good. Um, that um, that for me was one of the best ways for me to grow because I had a community I had to cater for.
Yeah.
Imagine somebody asking you a question and you don't know it and you're the team lead.
Yeah.
You have to find the answers.
Yes.
So that way it gave me visibility, it gave me friends, it gave me people I could grow with,
Yes.
it gave me the opportunity to test leadership,
Wow.
it gave me the opportunity to be able to speak to people and learn in the process. So yeah,
Wow.
it was really good.
Wow. So you started off from not knowing, and it
Mhm.
was IT period. Then you went to
I learned for about 3 months,
I learned for about 3 months.
became
And
deputy team lead.
yes, wow. So from IT, then strike happened, and then you utilized that strike period.
Exactly.
So to those of you that are complaining about ASU strike, right? Utilize that period. Is in short, is even it can be a blessing in disguise, right? So like, let me just give a backstory about myself.
Mhm.
We're not here to talk about me, right? But I feel I should just share this also. So I know I utilized 2020, right? So 2020 during the COVID lockdown, it was really the time that I started learning a lot. Right? I feel if that lockdown had not happened, I would have not known Jack. I might have just been in school, right? So as many of you out there that you are privileged to like have a break, you should utilize that period properly, right? Really learn. I feel now I'm not even learning as much as I was
Yeah,
in
I was talking to favorite the
yes,
other day. We're just complaining. We're like, I really wish I can get back to my peak learning period, like
yes,
your peak of curiosity where you were
yes,
learning a lot.
yes,
Yeah, yes, I'll get back there.
yes.
Fingers
So
crossed.
yeah, like there will be a period where you really be learning. So you should make sure you utilize that period well. And yeah, you don't know what would come out of it. Yes. So Felix, nice answers. I feel inspired, like learning, like hearing your response and seeing how you moved from not knowing to at least knowing something.
Mhm.
Right? You will not say you've I know we had this discussion like you feel that there's still a lot to learn, despite the fact that you know a lot that people don't know.
There's a
Like,
billion things to learn.
but there's still a much more like there's a billion things to learn. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I don't think we would ever come out of that feeling of like having something to learn, right? But yeah, with time we'll get there. So now you are doing machine learning, right? But now, like everywhere there's AI, like WhatsApp has AI, Instagram, there's AI feature everywhere. ChatGPT, there's this one,
Claude
Claude,
AI. Yeah.
Claude. Every single platform now is integrating AI, right? Like, I would like to know, like, in your own words, right? Like, what would you say AI is? Artificial intelligence. What is AI?
Mm, so I would say humans have always had the need to um, make processes better.
Yes.
So from driving cars, riding horses to creating cars.
Okay.
And with all of those automation, what's happened is that we create systems that are able to mimic the rules we give them. So a car now, example, when I press my pedal,
Yes.
we have programmed it to be able to move when
Move
you
forward.
move forward, exactly. So basically automation is when you have human rules. So humans give machine rules
Yes.
and create the system for it to execute those rules. So over time we have gotten the system properly. That's why we have programming languages to instruct those systems to do stuff. All right.
Yes.
So after some time, we discovered that we can't really go far if we are the ones that keep creating the rules.
Hmm.
So AI systems are basically computers
Yes.
learning from large pool of data to generate rules themselves that systems can then implement.
Wow.
So the best analogy I would use is, example, if I have a face,
Okay.
I want to be able to recognize a face and it will open a door. A good approach before would be, oh, I would take a face,
Mhm.
measure all the different aspects of a
So the
face,
face.
the length of the nose, the length of the eye, the width of the mouth, the ratio, all of those plenty features,
Yeah.
and I'll start writing code and start. So imagine you are creating a software that is able to recognize the face and you're writing all of the code.
They're accounting for every
Every
feature.
single feature.
Oh my, you
So
go right
that's
there.
exactly, you go write code tire. So before, what we just do is we write code, give it a set of rules with programming languages,
Yes.
and we explicitly define what it's supposed to do.
Yes.
So right now, what we just do is, oh, I want this computer to be able to recognize faces, right?
Yes.
I get a bunch of faces, different types, like white person, black. Let's
Anyone.
not discriminate.
Yes.
Um, Making sure that there's no bias. I give
Yes.
it different type of faces, and I tell it to find the patterns that are similar within all of these faces.
Yes.
What is similar across the board would then be what a face is.
Yeah.
Right? So if it learns from all of those pool of data
Yes.
and generates those rules to
By
identify the fails
itself.
by itself,
Yes.
then it becomes artificial intelligence.
Wow.
Then it is mimicking the intelligence of man.
Man.
So remember I said, first of all, we had to give it the intelligence.
Yes.
We had to give it the rules,
Yes.
explicit programming. So in simple words, AI is just implicit programming. It
Wow.
defines the rules implicitly.
Like, I'm learning a lot though. I don't think I've thought about it this way. Look at that definition. Wow. So AI is implicit learning, right?
Mhm.
Nice. Thank you. That is just a fantastic.
So if you want to put
yeah.
it in perspective,
Yes.
the AI are the rules that it learns, right?
Yes.
So those rules in quotes together with that system. So when it gets its intelligence, it stores
Yes.
it somewhere to be
Yes.
able to take decision.
Lay
That's
down.
AI. So that's why every time you hear AI, you hear machine learning. So
Yes.
the machine is learning from that data that you
Wow.
just gave it to it. So when it learns that, it generates those rules
Yes.
that it can then use to make decision. So when you
Again.
get the data, you do the machine learning,
Yes.
and you are able to make decision. You call it artificial intelligence.
Nice. So, like, there are subsets to AI.
Mhm.
Like, you just mentioned one of the subsets, which is
Machine
machine
learning.
learning. So, like, I'd like you to break it down. Like, I know there are numerous other subsets, right?
Okay.
Like, I know to the layman watching this, they might not understand like every other um aspect to AI, because AI is just everyone has every like even my mom now knows about AI because it's on WhatsApp, right? But like, what are the other subsets that are in AI? Like, namely like data science. Like, how would you differentiate um each of them
Okay.
from AI? Like, AI is one thing. Like, how would you differentiate data science? How would you differentiate machine learning? And maybe you could mention some, maybe one or
Yeah.
two other subsets. Yeah.
So I like to use analogies because would relate to it a lot better. So like I explained, AI is just getting systems to do stuff
Yes.
by learning themselves.
Yes.
So okay, there are a lot of discrepancies, but let's just keep it simple. Then I explained machine learning, right?
Yes. You
So
do.
machine learning is the process of it actually learning
Yes.
from all of the data that you have given it. There is another subset that you hear from the technical guys called deep learning.
Deep learning.
So deep learning. So first of all, the first steps of machine learning was getting data.
Okay.
So I will get what you call a data set.
Yes.
So if you go back to our maths functions, so what I have is a set of dependent variables. Okay, let's roll back. That's too much.
Too technical.
Too much English. So let me give you an analogy.
Yes.
So I want a system. I think everybody here would be able to use Bolt or Uber. They've used
Yes.
Bolt or Uber.
Yes. Yes.
So have you ever wondered how it's able to predict the price of what you're going to, what the driver will most likely like? So you just pick a location and it tells you, oh, I think you should be able to pay 7,500 or 10,000 naira.
Most times it even gives you like range.
Exactly.
Yes.
So what happens there is that there's no exact rule at the back end that just defines those. It's actually machine learning.
Okay.
So what you do is, I'm going to take different features. Example, the distance between the two places,
Okay.
the level of traffic,
Okay.
the amount of, I don't know all of the features that they use.
Yeah.
All of those things are features.
Yes.
So now over time I will get data. So this is what this driver said. This driver said it's going to take 15,000 naira.
Okay.
Because the length was this, the distance between them was this was the amount of traffic between the road at a particular time. So when we collect all of those data, we now ask the machine to learn the patterns between those three features.
Yes.
And the price. So anytime we now give it those three features, it will now provide us the price.
Yes.
So that's what we call classical machine learning.
Hmm.
When we are using data, like data in rows and columns,
Okay.
basically. So that's where all of it started from.
Yes.
And it's deeply rooted in simple statistics.
Hmm.
So if you did statistics, you hear of regression.
Yes.
Right. So that's a regression problem, predicting price. Right. Things like predicting price, predicting something that is continuous,
Yes.
is a regression problem. So predicting price of houses, price of cars. Then we had what you call a classification problem. Example, predicting whether a transaction is fraudulent or not. So that is, it's not in quantum. It's not it's not continuous in quantum. 0 or 1, true or false. Right. So that's a classification problem. So those two are now subsets of what you would call supervised learning. But anyways, I'll get to talk about all of that. So what supervised learning is. So basically, supervised learning is if you have a data set,
yes,
you have example, the features you want to predict, what you want to predict for, and the influencing features. So if you have price, what are the things that influence price? Like the distance between the two places,
yes,
the amount of traffic, and all the other features. Because you have both the price and those features,
yes,
it becomes supervised learning. You have the answer. Then there are type of problems that are unsupervised, which means that you don't have the answer to the question, yet you only have those features.
You need to get the answers.
Exactly. So you need to get the answer. A good example would be what you call clustering.
Okay.
So at the end of the year, Spotify gives you something, gives you wrapped.
Yes.
So you know what they just did? They took all of the different listening patterns of all their users and clustered them into groups.
Okay.
Right. Then they are able to recommend, not raps, I'm not talking about raps, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Music recommendation.
Oh, yeah.
So what it does is to cluster customers based on their listening pattern.
Yes.
And because this guy likes this song, right?
Yes.
And me, I'm a customer that listens similar to favorite.
Yes.
They recommend the song that you like to me.
So, yeah.
So that's type of unsupervised learning. But I don't want to make it too technical. But basically, you have AI. AI is implicitly getting rules to power systems.
Yes.
Then machine learning, which powers AI. Because a system, you can't say it's truly intelligent if it doesn't learn.
Yes.
So the way I like to explain it is, so what really makes a human intelligence. So artificial intelligence is basically making human intelligence,
Yeah.
right? So what makes a human intelligence is able to observe things,
Yeah.
learn from those situations,
Mhm.
and later on, that thing that it learns, it stores it at what you call knowledge,
Yes.
then make a decision based on the knowledge he
Knowledge he
has.
has
So
gotten.
when you get a baby and he puts his hand in fire, what is that? He learns from that
Learns
situation.
never to do that
He
again.
stores it as knowledge and what make decision later, don't do
Yes.
it again. So exactly the same thing the way a machine learns. So the machine will see data,
Mhm.
learn the patterns,
Mhm.
store the knowledge as a machine learning model.
Yes.
Then when you want to make inference or you are making decision, you use that model that you have learned from before to now make decision. It's exactly the same thing. So it's just
Nice.
artificial. We're just copying what humans can do.
Can do.
Exactly.
Wow. So like even in this computer era was just copying what humans can do. Interesting.
All systems are mimicking natural systems. The way the
Yes.
car moves is exactly the way the car would move,
Yes.
or the way the horse would move.
Mhm.
That's why they even call it horsepower. But yeah, so we just basically mimic the systems that already exist, that what God already created. So we're
Yes.
trying to. We don't exactly make anything new.
True.
I think there's one thing I didn't talk about, deep learning. I
Okay.
mentioned.
You could buttress on it, yes.
Anyways, so the way humans, the way our brain works, right,
Yeah.
is with what we call neurons. So you have a small neurons, small neurons, all of them work together,
Yes.
passing electric signals, and they're able to make decisions, right?
Yes.
So we just basically copied that. It's what we call a neural network.
Yes.
So
So
a neural network is a little
small
neurons.
dots connected to each other.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
all of them make tiny decisions or
Yeah.
make tiny calculations
Yes.
for a greater goal. Then you have different layers. So basically, again, we just copied
How the brain works.
exactly.
Wow. Wow. You can see like with biology and like the study of like the human stuff, I'm sure like some of the like greatest computer scientists like people must have been good like observers of like the human nature, right?
Exactly.
Like even like the cameras that we're using to record this now, there are things that our eyes can do that they mimic. So wow, but like I feel so thankful for like those people that are also creating new things, like even hardware, software, and
Mhm.
yeah, they are really doing amazing work. Yeah, so Felix, let's not go into more of like machine learning. Let's even like I would like to know as a machine learning engineer that you are now,
Mhm.
like what
Now
are
I'm still learning.
yes, is
Those that
obviously
want to teach me, please, you guys can.
who are still learning too. Me, so I'm still learning. Yeah, so but like what I like what would you say your day to day is as a machine learning engineer at Qucoon? Like what do you do?
Mm, okay, so as Cocoon, my role is quite interesting because I work across data science,
Okay.
machine learning,
Wow.
AI engineering,
Okay.
and solution architecture. So it's just plenty words. The data name, most guys that do data science do
Yes.
machine learning and now AI engineering.
Okay.
Right. Um, then I also do solution architecture, which I
Wow.
actually learned at Cocoon.
Okay.
So getting to understand the cloud, how infrastructure works,
Mm.
how to understand systems, and how best to translate their requirements to infrastructure on the cloud. Right.
Yes.
So, and I found a way to merge that with the machine learning I do. So things like MLOps,
Okay.
deploying machine learning systems. So my role basically goes end to end. So
Mm.
most times my day to day is typically if I have we have so at Cocoon we do consulting.
Okay.
So and we also do have our own products.
Yes.
Um, so typically if I'm working with a customer and they have X problem, so the first thing I will first of all meet the person as a solutions architect.
Yes.
I need to
Mm.
know exactly what the problem is. So it could be an existing system they're trying to optimize.
Yes.
It could be a completely new
New
system they're trying
system.
to build. So let's say their building is, let's say a boat, or somebody trying to compete with boat says, "Oh, I need to build a system that works like boats." I
Yes.
say, "Oh, all right. Then I know what you want. You want to be able to predict prices for
Yes.
different distances. You want to be able to check proximity and all of that." So the first thing I have a conversation with the customer. I speak to them, understand their requirements, understand how best that translates to those resources on the cloud.
Yes.
So we know, okay, there's a machine learning, there's a machine learning aspect to this. They may want to use it or be on AWS. So I say, oh, all right, then we'll build the machine learning model using AWS SageMaker.
Okay.
Then all those nitty gritties.
Yeah.
Then that comes to the machine learning side.
Okay.
So if it's a machine learning project,
Yes.
so I also work on projects or deal with projects that are not exactly data, machine learning, and AI.
Okay.
So it could be migration, it could be anything on the cloud, basically.
Okay.
Then I now speak to them. I understand their requirements. If it's a machine learning project, I say, oh, for us to be able to predict price, then we need data. So we get data, we build a machine learning model, just like I explained before. Then we can then go ahead to now say, oh, we have your machine learning model, we have deployed it, we have APIs for you to use. The backend guys start doing their work,
Yes.
the front end guys start doing their work, and
Wow. I really fancy your work. I like the fact that you are not fixed into like one basket. You are shuffling between like solution architect. I guess that is also solutions engineer. Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Then there's data science work. There's still machine learning work. There's still AI engineering. Wow. Like juggling between those, like I really fancy.
I think for me, the best part of it would be the fact that I'm not tied to product. Yes. So it's stressful.
Yes.
So today I could be working with a bank and we're building a machine learning solution for them.
Yes.
And tomorrow I'm working with a health tech company that's trying to build an audio transcription system.
Wow.
And tomorrow I'm working with sports tech. Tomorrow I'm working with nutrition. So it's very difficult to be able to keep up with. And the fact that right now the world is going into what I call a specialist economy, which means that if you are not really that guy for that thing, you'll most likely be left out. There's no space for generalists again.
Yes.
So you really have to really know what you are doing. So the fact that now I have to talk to different customers, which means I have to learn on the job.
Yes.
Continuously. Like a month ago, I was working on an IoT project. I knew nothing about IoT. I had to learn it on the spot. So that's the thing. It comes with a lot of problems, but the great part of it is learn to pick up things on the spot. And I'm grateful for at least some of the experience I had at the University of Benin.
Yes.
Because having to like strain yourself and stress yourself to get. So if you're a student there, that stress you're going through, really go through it. It will really help.
Nice. Like, wow. The stress you feel you were suffering, now you taking that knowledge, that process, now you're applying it into something that is worth doing.
Exactly.
Wow. Are you enjoying your job at Qucoon?
Honestly, I am, but sometimes you cry. Sometimes I'll just be like, no, let me just give up, because it's hard when you are learning stuff and like you have other stuff to learn, or you're working on two projects and two of them are completely different.
And it's continuous
exactly
learning.
And you have to be on the spot. So you are in a meeting with a customer.
Yes.
You are expected to be the expert. So you are expected to answer questions on the spot.
That's crazy.
So it's quite difficult. Consulting is really difficult, because there was a day I was like had 4 meetings. So I was talking to one of those tier 1 banks. We're building something for them. I think I told you about one project about. So I don't think I can say the name here. But anyways, we're building a solution for a tier 1 bank.
Okay.
And in 30 minutes time, I had a meeting with health tech company.
Oh no.
And my head was still in
the other
finance. And now I have to like bring myself back
to health.
Exactly.
Oh god.
Then now I have our own product now. I have to continue building. So we both have the consulting arm and like our product, and we have our own product.
Wow. That I think, wow. Juggling between, I don't even know if I can do what he's doing at this point. Like,
I don't think I'm doing it.
You are doing it. Like, I'm sure the guys at Qucoon, they appreciate your your efforts. I hope the pay is very good, yeah.
Ah, yes, really,
Okay.
really, it's really good. It's really good. It's really
Yeah,
good.
I just have to ask because you are doing. I feel you are doing a lot of work, and they should be paying. They should be paying very very well. Yes. So like what like could you just mention one of the products that you are working at, or one of the products that I know you know that you are proud of that you've worked at
Mm,
Qucoon?
let me see. There's a lot of interesting projects, but that's it. I will not be able to mention some
Okay,
of
you
them,
can.
but I may give a. So I think one. So earlier on, let me
Mhm.
just okay. This is not the most fascinating thing,
Okay.
but earlier on, first few months of Cocoon, I had to work on a machine learning solution for a tier one bank. I
Okay.
don't think I'm allowed to mention.
Yeah, if you're not allowed, you don't have to talk
But
about.
the
Yeah.
fact that I was building something that was going to reach over 10 million customers and they are going to be using that, I was wowed. I was honestly
10
wowed.
million
So
customers.
I was
Wow.
really wowed. Recently, still in same finance, worked on a solution for what's it called again? What's the word? But okay, but right now, I'll just give a hint of some things that I'm currently working on.
Yes, thank you.
So Cocoon has a microfinance bank. It's
Okay.
called Rubies.
Rubis. Yeah.
So if you guys are watching from Nigeria, yeah, download Rubies. You guys are it's really amazing.
Download Rubis.
Yeah. So it's a microfinance bank, and what we are doing is we are trying to be the outlier. Right? So we are trying to be different. I hope I'm allowed to talk about the new features, but anyways, currently now Rubies is um trying to build what we call a fully fledged conversational banking system
Wow.
powered by AI.
Wow.
So imagine being able to talk to your bank like your guy, right? So imagine being able to talk to your bank and just give it instructions, whether through picture, texts,
Yeah.
audio, and tell it, oh, I need you to send 50,000 to favorite. Mind you, I don't think anybody has done that. So it's something I think is something novel that we're trying to do. So we have championed conversational banking for the longest of years.
Yes.
So right now we have conversational banking, but
Yes.
it's Ruby. But
Okay.
right now, the new features that are coming in, you
Integrating
see
AI.
a lot of AI.
Yeah.
Where your banking app talks to you like his favorite.
Yes.
So imagine conversing with favorite was your banking app,
Yeah.
and he speaks to you in even your indigenous languages.
Really?
Speaks can really understand pidgin,
Okay.
so it will help even the guys in the market, women in the market. Imagine
Wow.
them having to process transaction and just say, hey, send 50,000 to Mama Victor, and he
Yes.
does those transactions.
Wow.
So yeah, so stuff like that.
Oh, that is really interesting. That's really interesting. I guess your work is like confidential. Like you guys must not talk. Yeah, let's not talk about that. But yeah, it's interesting. What like I'm amazed to like hear some of the projects that you guys are working on, and I see that there are lot of users that are using your product. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. So like I've seen online that you do a lot of like hackathons.
Mhm.
Like even with this your work that I feel like is stressful on its own. Like there's a lot. But then out there you're still putting in efforts like to do like hackathons. Like can I ask why? Like is there a reason why?
So in the heart of the data science in itself is competitive data science.
Okay,
So most of the innovation you see in data science today is because of competitive data science.
okay.
So most guys that do data science are actually do competitive,
Competitive.
yeah, competitive data science.
Okay.
So there are platforms like Cargo, Zindi,
Yes.
that help you do competitive data science. In fact, in when I learned data science 2022,
Yes.
the best way I could learn, exposing me to different problems, was
Because
competitive data science. So
That is true hackathons too.
exactly, true
Okay.
hackathon. So all computer is a hackathon.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
they'll give you a data set, they'll give you a problem, they'll
Yes.
tell you, oh, build a machine learning model that is going
Go
to
solve
solve
it.
this problem. And it's same thing like what I do today. So today maybe in agric science,
Okay.
agric tech. Tomorrow is in like health. Today is in finance.
Hmm.
So you get to look at different types of data, like get analytical thinking from different fields. I
Yes.
think that really helps me. Um, and it really helps you pick up like the pace of learning. So if I learn something new today, or I really want to try it, let me see this new data set. Let me see what's going to do, how we're going to solve every different problems. Are every data science problem is different. So let me put it that way. So yeah, every data science problem is different, and like it helps me really understand difference and learn new things along the way. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Like I know you have to be somewhere now, and
Mhm.
I would have loved the session to be longer, but then we'll round it up. Like you've said a lot. You've said a lot. We've got to see how you got started
Mhm.
and like how you got to where you are now. And I am really, really amazed by I'm sure you have put in a lot of like work to be where you are, right? Those late nights studying, learning, and yes. So I, yeah, so yeah, so thank you for all the work you put in, and also thank you for being here. But like before we round up, I would like you to just like, is there any advice you have? Like you've given a lot of advice already,
Mhm.
but then if you have any advice, like for someone watching that would like to learn, like use this opportunity. The series is Learn with Me, right? So I am learning, and I also like you watching also to learn. So is there any advice you have, right, concerning school, concerning the work, concerning people that are aspiring to be like in the AI machine learning space now? Like, yeah,
All right. I think I'll just preach the same gospel I've always preached.
okay,
So, very quickly, if you are learning data science, you're trying to get into AI, machine learning, first of all, it's going to be difficult. Right? It's going to be very difficult, especially at the pace at which it moves. Right. So, everything, you can't know everything. Everything changes every day. So, the best way, so there's this formula, I would say it's a formula I have. I call it the triangle of, I've forgotten what I keep calling that thing. Yes, just anyways.
okay,
So the first thing you need to do at the base of the triangle, that's this edge, is what I call balance. Try to find a balance. Understand why exactly you are doing this stuff you are doing. Understand the reason why you are doing it, where you want to go. Don't do it because your guys are. It's really good for positive peer pressure. Is really good. I think
yes,
this is a very good story.
yes,
So favorite was we wanted to write CHT. So pushing each other is really good, but understand the reason why you are doing stuff so that you'll be able to enjoy it for what it is rather
yes,
than just crying every night and be like, oh, this is hard. Because
yes.
if you don't really enjoy it, like you
You
just
give up
exactly.
eventually. Yeah.
Yeah. So first of all, find balance, understand yourself, understand what works for you. So this advice for anybody: if you're a student, you know you read best at night, read at night. You read best in the afternoon, read at the afternoon. That is balance, understanding yourself,
Yes.
right? But again, balance doesn't mean comfort, right?
Yeah.
Balance, okay. Like there's something I usually say. I say stability is not the absence of chaos.
Okay.
It is the presence of continuous and constant chaos.
Hmm.
So like
Whoa.
so if you don't have chaos in the first place, you are in problem. You are too comfortable. Yeah, there's problem. So every day you must keep having chaos, and the chaos must be increasing every day. And you keep getting comfortable with that chaos, then you know you are growing. So yeah, so find balance. Then the next thing you want to do after finding balance is start to upskill, learn something, dedicate time to learn, dedicate time every single time to get better. Because if you find that constant chaos, which is the balance, the moment chaos starts to increase, you need to get new skills to balance out that chaos.
Okay.
The only way to balance out chaos is to learn new skills to find a way to counter that chaos.
Yes.
So you have to upskill. So if you're doing data science, get a book, get a course, I don't know, learn in some way possible. Then the next thing on that ladder, which I'm describing, that pyramid I'm describing, would be for you to engage in community, right? So community is very, very important. So my story, I always talk about community because there is no forest with just one tree. Right? So when you learn stuff, the best way for you to continuously learn is for you to like engage with others who are doing similar stuff. That way you're able to get others' perspective and your growth is 10x. Right? Then the last thing that people most likely like to leave out is what I call visibility. Right. So after learning, after getting balance, um, after getting balance, after upskilling, most people try to stay in their cocoon. But that's not nice because how do you solve problems? How do you solve problems when you don't have the opportunity to solve those problems, right? So you must put yourself out there. Tell people what you do. Oh, so if you know me from 2022 to 2023, the only thing you will hear is I'm a data scientist, I'm a machine learning engineer. Like my name changed to machine learning engineer. So everybody knew that I was doing data science. I was very loud about it. And I think anything you are doing, you should be very, very, very loud about it. So yeah, that's the advice I have.
Yeah, thank you very much. So the first was balance, then continuous learning,
Mhm.
then shout
Community.
outs, community.
Exactly.
Yes. So thank you very much for being here, giving your time to be like the first um guest I have.
I'm really happy
Yes.
that he read book because like he's like I look up to him a lot. It's-
It's lying there. But yeah, like yes, thank you very much for being here. I'm grateful that we could do this. Yeah. So thank you also for watching, and I hope you guys have been able to pick one or two things from this episode. And yeah, see you in the next episode. Bye bye, guys.